Hey Starcrafters, Wookie here. Thanks for tuning in. Today we're on Tal'Darim Altar. This is Steadman right here. He's playing the Zerg. He's in the upper left-hand corner. I'm down here in the bottom left-hand corner, and I'm still playing Protoss. This is a game I wanted to show because in it I attempt a Forge Fast Expand, which is something I don't do very often. So I'm out here on 9 supply with my pylon near my second ramp, guarding my natural. And out here, far away from the cozy comforts of my main nexus. You can see my probe that put the pylon down goes out for a scout, and Steadman also sending out a scout. We are at ×2 speed, so things are going to be happening a little bit faster because I want to get through this game and not take up your entire afternoon. By the way, speaking of afternoons, it's March. It's like St. Patrick's Day, day after St. Patrick's Day. It's 76 degrees outside on a Sunday. I am home alone with the house to myself. Rarely. The wife and kids are out. And am I doing yard work? No. Am I doing housework? No. I'm playing Starcraft. It's awesome. So here's my Forge cannon. I went Forge Gateway Cannon Nexus instead of like Forge Cannon Nexus Gateway, or however you're supposed to do it. I'm not real familiar with this build, to tell you the truth, and I'm paranoid about 6 pools. So there's 2 cannons, a little extra. My Nexus should probably be like halfway done by now, but it ain't. Who cares? Here's a drone coming in to check me out, little Overlord spread from Steadman, and I found his base and I'm kind of poking around. I saw that he wasn't doing anything fishy. I mean, I scouted him last, so if he was gonna, I probably would have run into it already. But the Nexus is coming down now. 2 gateways. There's the Forge. Finally, the Cybernetics Core at 5 minutes. Very nice. There's a production tab for you guys so you can see everything I got going on. We've got speed coming for Steadman and 12 Zerglings. So, cannons were only like 3 minutes early or whatever, 2.5 minutes early. Whatever. I Forge Fast Expanded, damn it. Look, see? There it is. How you like these graphic settings? Slowing the game down a little bit, but I think it's worth it. It's kind of nice. The new machine, it's not the new machine, it's the same old machine, but it's got a new operating system and a new hard drive, and I think it runs a little bit smoother. I'm pretty sure this is Fraps that is killing us right here, but we're doing okay. Here's the Lings. Here's a second base. I'm actually ahead. Let's look at the units. It's only 16 drones, 24 probes for me, so I'm actually ahead of Steadman in economy, which I'm proud of. Of course, I didn't know that while the game was on. But this Forge Fast Expand, I'm liking. My timings were all different, so I wasn't sure exactly what to do. Like, I didn't get my geysers early enough, so you can see I've got a lot of zealots. And then here comes some Zerglings, and I shoo those away. So no big deal there. But look at what Steadman did. He got like 9 Banelings, and he's getting 9 more. So he's looking for the Baneling bust. And that was something that I really wasn't planning on. You can see the production tab. I am getting 2, what are they called again? Sentries, and I'm getting my +1. And I'm getting my Warp Gate research. But because I was so gas starved early, I didn't have any stalkers or sentries out already. I've got way too much money. I finally realized it. And here comes the bust. Oh my goodness. Oh, ow, get it. There's Zerglings in the mineral line. And things are going a little bit crazy. So a little crisis management there. I managed to kill everything off. Did I lose a whole lot of workers? No, not really. But now I've got to rebuild everything, and I had just started putting down my additional gateways. So I'm like kind of hosed on one gateway that's not warped in. I guess my warp gate research wasn't quite finished. So I've got some zealots queued up. I've got 1 cannon left, and in the back of my mind, I know that zealots reproduce very quickly. So I know he's got to have a lot of zealots. Am I right? Or zealots, Zerglings. I always get the 2 confused. Yeah. So it's 1 zealot and 1 sentry versus 36 Zerglings, but 1 force field beats 37 Zerglings. Oh no, almost got him there. Got some zealots in just in time. And this is just a slaughter right here. Those are some pretty butch zealots. And I'm over here losing all my probes. I try to pull the ones that are left off to my natural. And the second run by, look at all those zealots I've got now because I didn't have my cyber core, didn't have warp gates. So I was forced to make all zealots, and he morphed into Baneling while he was just sitting there. I'm going to tell you. So now, Control R. I've lost 18 workers. If we look at the units tab, it's 35 to 21. I'm on the low end of that, and it looks like he's stopped making Zerglings now, though. I bet you he's got some on the production tab. If we go look, nope, going for the Spire. Which, you know, of course, I finally get my warp gate technology done. At 13 minutes and 30 seconds, I have warp gates. Woohoo! I'm working on +2, maybe. No, I'm working on +1 armor because I didn't get a council built while I was busy losing all my frickin' workers. We're finally starting to prepare for that kind of eventuality again in case there's another run by. And I know mutas are coming. I just know mutas are coming. There's no doubt in my mind that mutas are coming. And of course, they come to the spot where I don't have the cannons. So here's a bunch of dead probes. And now there's going to be a bunch more dead probes. Of course, I'm out here trying to kill the Zerglings because I don't have anything that can kill Mutalisks anyway, except these two cannons, which he politely attacks directly into. So that's kind of nice. I probably minimized some probe damage there, and now I'm running my probes over here because conveniently there aren't any probes over here anyway, so there's plenty of room for these new probes. And I managed to get a cannon and a couple of stalkers there. And now, oh my goodness, what happened here? Hold it, let's back up. This is crazy. This is crazy. All right. I remember this part of the game. Okay, here I come, right? And I think, oh no, Zerglings! Force field, force field, force field, force field, force field, force field, force field. not the most efficient use of sentry energy, but it was a very thorough use of sentry energy, and somehow my zealots lived. And I'm gonna hack through all this stuff. If not for the Mutalisks, I'd be doing pretty good right there. But I get a queen kill, I get all the spine crawlers killed, and I think I bought myself a little bit of time there. Just with that, I don't know, is that like a Z pattern force? I wouldn't use that as your guide. As like if you're looking for force field tips, that probably wasn't the best way to do it. But it did work. You know, I lost all the sentries, but I saved all the zealots. It was effective to a degree. To what degree, I'm not sure. Let's look at the worker count. I'm back up to 25, and my opponent is ahead of me at 33. You can see he's killed 26 of mine. I've only killed one of his, so he's made 34, and I've made 51. If we look at army supply, red is significantly larger in the army, which is my opponent. So here comes the mutas back for more. I thought I got rid of that. There we go. And I had built some cannons here, and this time I've got stuff that shoots up. So that's much easier to deal with muta harass when you've got stuff that can shoot up. I've managed to get a couple cannons here. I'm not sure if he's going to poke in. So now I know I'm dealing with Baneling busts, Zergling run-bys, and muta pressure. I'm not feeling good about how this game is going, and I'm, in my mind, so far behind that it's ridiculous. Like, in my head, I'm thinking there is no way I'm going to survive the next 3 minutes of this game. So, and I'm picturing him on 4 or 5 bases, which is pretty accurate. He's on 4, but the other 2, like this one, not saturated, just came in. This one, still going down. He does have a lot of Zerglings, but he's also floating a super lot of cash, and I'm slowly creeping back up in the army supply. The overall supply count is getting pretty close. If we look at the units tab, I just closed the units tab. It was up 3127, almost caught back up. He does have 70 lings and 9 mutalisks on the field. I've just got a handful of stalkers and lots of sentries, because if you remember, early in the game I had all those zealots, so my gas got really high, so I just made a lot of sentries this game, really because I could afford to. I was low on minerals because I had very few probes, but I had stockpiled a bunch of gas because I was forced to make a lot of zealots early. So I just add a ton of gas, made a ton of sentries, cause and effect. And oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm so glad I couldn't see that in game. Now here we go with super force field sandwich again, and that time I used a lot of energy. Oh no, that was clutch. Now I'm not gonna lie, that was freaking clutch. Sure, some of them overlapped, but so what? Oh my God, so what? That was so good. And then here, I mean, not because I planned it that way, just because it ended up that way. And here come the banelings again. Force field, lock them down here, start popping them, trying to get that hatch sniped. And if you ask me, that was a pretty good sequence right there for me. I could have lost all this in one fell swoop, and now I realize it's going to be gone. I realize I'm going to lose it, so I just try to do as much collateral damage as possible. And I did manage to snipe the hatchery there. I think I did a pretty good job of not getting crushed by those banelings. It could have been a lot worse, and now my opponent is on roaches, and I saw the spire. Well, I already knew he had mutalisks, but at least now I know where the spire is, so I can go snipe it if I have to. And a little idle workerage going on here. He's making drones, but not moving these. So Steadman has some macro issues going on. I have some macro issues going on. Let's see what's in the production tab. Nothing for Steadman. Charge and +2, probably level 3 coming up for me, and a pylon. Now he knows I'm trying to do this. He had seen me over here before, so here come the roaches to deny this base, and this area of the map is going to play a big role in the story of this game coming up here pretty soon. You can see I have really packed myself in here. I'm in super defensive mode because in my mind's eye he must have like 6 other bases. Back in the main, we're running a little dry. We've got some cannons, we've got the council, I've got charge and blink already researched. This is my anti-muta squad. They are hanging out back here to help with the muta harass defense, and they don't have any kills because none of it's come. And we've got a bunch of burrowed roaches here. He's just waiting for me to come over here and try to take this so he can unburrow his roaches and clean me out. But I think I might actually have army supply. That's overall supply. That's just how much I've spent on my army. You have to control A to look at the actual army supply, and we're pretty close. Worker supply, I'm catching up too. So, despite all the harassment, ooh look, mutas. Control A. Those mutas just popped in, and I think they popped right back out. Yeah, he just popped in and popped right back out. Now, oh look, I'm moving my army, and we've got another hatchery coming down here for Mr. Steadman, and he is getting his tunneling claws for his roaches so he can move them while they're underground. It's a good idea. Oh, what a jerk. Oh, Burrow. Oh, curse you, Burrow. And now I'm making some immortals. I've actually got, if you look here, I've actually got a decent income happening. Steadman is floating a lot of money. He's at that place where low-level Zergs have trouble keeping up on their injects, and having enough larvae to make stuff actually becomes an issue. So he's going to be floating a lot of money. I mean, if he was at like 180 food supply, I would be a little more forgiving of it. It's not that I'm not forgiving of it anyway. You know what I mean, though. He's got a lot of money for not having a maxed out army. So he is probably, if we went and checked his queens, he's probably got a decent amount of energy on his queens. Yep, because he's not doing his larva injects. He doesn't have enough larvae to actually spend all his money. He's not doing anything over here. Now I decide, since he keeps denying this expansion, I'm just going to run out, and then he comes and runs in, and I've got like what, 6 stalkers here to defend, but it's a tight choke, so he does some burrow, and I'm trying to figure out, should I go back and defend? Should I push and make him come back? And then the AI does some screwy things. Now I peel off 4 stalkers to go do some scouting around. There might be a little bit more than 4 stalkers. Yeah, there it goes. Looks like the rest of them now. Oh my goodness, I'm glad I didn't know that was there, because I would have been so inappropriately freaked out by it. And I, of course, don't find his hatchery over there, but I find this one, and that's a decent sized force. And we're just going to pop a bunch of drones and get that hatchery out of there, try to hold his income down. Now, of course, I was actually relieved to come over here and not see a hatchery there, because I was pretty sure he had the top half of the map. but it turns out he didn't. So I was feeling a little bit better about my chances at this point, because I was starting to believe that he didn't control the entire map. So I come over here and I'm like, okay, I have to take another base, because you'll notice I'm completely mined out here. Got some idle workers, and I'm completely, almost completely mined out in my other base. Here, get some roaches, and I got some storms, and my main focus with storms is trying not to storm my own units. That's my main thing. Like when I'm putting storms down, is just please don't kill all your own zealots. That's really like if you want to try, to emulate a player and you choose me, one, I'm sorry, and two, that's my thing with storms. This is a lot of Zerglings getting us around on the stalkers, and some storms come down. That time I was okay with storming my own stuff because I killed a lot of Zerglings, and a handful of stalkers survive. You've got blink. Hey, Wookie guy, you've got blink. You could have so done better, but I do manage to get my Nexus up here and finally get some. Man, I was dry, guys. So this area of the map becomes super important because it's my only mining base. I'm at 40 minutes into the game, and I'm on one base. I've got one cannon, 3 zealots defending this, and he's got the capacity to make about 6,300 minerals will get you Zerglings forever, I believe is how the math works out. So here I am coming back to defend this. I figure I can give up my position in the center of the map if it helps protect my money, and we're at 41 minutes. The army supply count is 65 to 88 food. I'm actually ahead in the food count. That is remarkable. He just caught up to me, of course. Now here comes a gabillion Zerglings. They take out the cannon real fast, and a bunch of probes going down. I'm not sure why he burrowed there. I spread out the probes, try to do some damage to give my army time to get there, and it does, and the probes go back to work. And that was probably very painful as far as my work count goes. And look at that, he just ran around the block and comes back and kills more probes. I've had 40 probes killed this game now, and I am not liking my situation. You can see I'm out of gas because I'm so low on money, and I am at a point where all I can do is try to defend this, and I have to defend both sides at the same time. You saw my army split up there, because if I defend this side, he's just going to run in this side. See, there he goes. If I defend this side, he's just going to run in this side. So I kind of have to split it up and try to keep it all defended at the same time. Now he's coming in with a Baneling bust again. Thank you. But I managed to see it and thwart it preemptively. And here we've got another large Ling engagement, a few force fields to try to tunnel those, or funnel rather, those Zerglings down certain paths so I can kill them a little more quickly, and I did all right there. Production tab was empty, so I closed it, or so I tried to open it and instead closed it. And look at that, 52 Zerglings coming in right away. I'm making 3 probes because, I got 28 probes. He's only got 28 drones though. So, could be worse, I suppose. And that's really, Zerglings is all he's making, probes is all I'm making. And you can see he's got money all night. I've got just enough to make another probe, and you can see, look at the colors of fall here, all the pretty colors of my probes. They've been put so hard through the ringer. Now I'm trying to take another expand over here because I know I'm going to need it, but mutas just happen to be on a little attack pattern. Oh my goodness, did he skip the one I'm actually taking? He skipped the one I'm actually taking. No, okay, that's not the one I'm taking. I'm setting myself up to take that one. Then he comes here. Okay, then he comes here. Yeah, he's going to find this. Unless he changed his mind. Oh my, did he just change his mind? Oh, is he coming back? Is he going to find it? Please don't find it. Please don't find it. Please don't find it. Damn it. Okay, so he finds that one and is going to have to force a cancel. I should cancel that because, yeah, get the 300 back. And resign myself to being stuck on one base, as we finally got Zerg melee attacks level 2 coming down and a bunch more Mutalisks taking yet another base. Let's speed this up a skosh, as I am just like turtled. This is the definition of turtling, or a definition of turtling. Just hunkering down on this base, trying to protect my minerals. I need to warp in. So what I need to do really is like get some gateways or something to create a wall here. What is this? That's a probe going to check things out. Alright, so I'm just scouting around a little bit, trying to figure out exactly how many bases he's on. And I actually poked through a couple of these and learned that he's not on 1,000,000 bases, and that's good. So I know I'm in trouble, but at least it's not give up now trouble. I can still keep playing because I have figured out how many bases he's on. And here come all his Zerglings. Oh my, no wonder this game is lagging out. Wow. 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 That is scary. What is it? What button is it? Control A. 128 to 119 in army supply. So I'm not doing so bad, but it is not looking like it's going to be great for me in the units. 136 Zerglings, 26 Mutalisks. Oh my goodness. Let's see what happens here. I can't even tell what's going on, guys. We've got force fields at the top, Zerglings just standing there. We've got a ton of mutas. We've got Zerglings forming a wall here to keep the zealots to keep the Zerglings out. All these zealots are just butting their heads into the force fields. I've got enough stuff to shoot up to counteract those mutas, and somehow all those Zerglings died, and I held that. Wow, one zealot feeling a little brazen there, pays with his life, and that one's probably going to get it too. Now if we look at the units tab, it is 7 and 63 Zerglings. 63 Zerglings? Where does he get 63 Zerglings? I decide I'm going to try to take out these Mutalisks and make that happen. And he must have just slammed. Oh, look at how much money he just spent. Wow. He's got... oh my god. So there's a lot of Zerglings. Wow. That is just nuts. I finally get some extra gateways in here to try to control the attack avenues here. I'm still just mining from this base. It looks like I'm putting in a Screw the Rocks Nexus over here, and I get my charge lots in to hack up this base. That's going to fall before the Zerglings can get there, pretty sure. Not a whole lot of creep spread from Steadman. He could really benefit from having all this covered in creep. Looks like he is going to do the old... screw you run by. I'm moving in here to kill his other base, and it looks like he's moving in here to kill this base. What do I do? What's going to happen? It looks like I'm just going to lose. Okay, he goes after the cannons. Zerglings aggro onto the cannons, which is good. A little more control, and he could have probably killed the probes first, but now he's killing probes. And now I finally warp in some zealots, and charge lots can take out those Zerglings. You know, I don't have a whole lot, but his are at 0.2 and mine are at 3.31. So those zealots are pretty tough, and they're going to do a decent job on those Zerglings. They're eventually going to fall, but I was able to take this out, and trading some zealots and probes for a base is decent. I don't know where my probes are going right now. Okay, they're over here. They're probably going to this base. Wow, am I like, what's my income right now? 20. 20 to 0. He's mined out here. He's mined out here. Those are his only bases. So I am actually ahead by 40 minerals per minute. And it looks like I'm giving up on this one. Nope, the Zerglings pull off to come help defend, I guess. Yep, there we go. And somehow I am able to put this game actually on the tipping edge of being won for me, when up until about 4 minutes ago I was convinced that I was going to lose the game super hardcore. And I think a lot of it has to do with 331. And there's the GG from Steadman. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Steadman leaves the game, but you can see he had no carapace and just level 2 attack. So the upgrades and a couple of engagements with frantic force fields, worked out in my favor. So I was very pleased to be able to pull out that game, and thank you, Steadman. Steadman and I talked after the game for a little while and had a few laughs about just how insane that game was. It was so intense as it was going on, because I believed myself to be on just that precipice of death the entire game, and I was able to hold it together and pull it out. And I guess I didn't leave this game because I was just so... I think I wanted to look around and see what else he had going on. which I do from time to time. But I mean, this is the only mining I'm doing. Very crazy game, and I appreciate you guys taking the time to take a look at it. It has been a while, hasn't it? I appreciate it. If you guys want to send a game to me for me to cast of yours, whether it be 1v1 ladder, 2v2, just screwing around with friends, whatever, send it off to me at wookiestarcraft@gmail.com. I'll take a look at it and put it on the channel for you. And other than that, give me a thumbs up, please, and subscribe if you haven't already. I am Wookie, and I will see you guys soon.